Welcome back. It will take a while for me to get off that high of victory over a TI winner, but it's time to move on regardless. And of course, we are here for the CORSAIR DreamLeague Season 10 live from the Stockholm Monster Energy Studios. We're in the lower brackets. There's one match remaining today and one team to be eliminated. It will be either Navi or Vega. I know we've seen them already face off against each other, and there's a lot to talk about because you got yourself your Dendy versus Navi again. Vega, of course, yesterday making it through, which was a little bit unexpected for some, but not for two people. It was not unexpected. And one of those we got right here. Sir Actions Likes, you knew Vega was going to be victorious yesterday.
I know it, Shiver.
You knew it.
I said it, I predicted it, and it did pass. Now, I'm not saying I'm no oracle. I wasn't right about complexity. But I will say I have seen the power of Vega. But this is their ultimate test, Sheaves. They got beat by Navi already.
They did.
They got thrown in the garbage. And now they have to confront their demon and fight it.
You know who can talk best about Dendy? Dendy, of course, being a TI winner. Another TI winner would be perfect for that. So we have ourselves Bulldog right here.
Yay! Woo!
Hello, sir.
Bulldog, 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 Bulldog.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank
you okay?
Shiver. I'm a little bit salty still, I'm going to be honest. But, you know, you're outsmarted than me.
Yeah.
That's why we all like you, because you're very intelligent and all that.
Well, thank you. Sorry I crushed your ego a little bit there, but, you know, it will grow back.
Why? He was so kind to you. He said such a sweet.
No, it's tricky because, you know, you ran up the hero, so, you know, and I had time to think and premeditate.
It was very
and all
unfair. Very unfair.
Extremely unfair.
All right, let's talk shop because we got ourselves Vega Squadron and Navi, and you know, I already see them with their headphones on, which means only one thing. The draft is on the way.
Draft is already on the way?
I think so.
We've got no time to talk?
Well, we do have time to talk, but you can talk right now.
Oh, Bulldog, talk to me about this series.
We saw this already, right? You just talked about it, and Navi kind of smashed it.
Is there going to be a change? Yeah. We talked a lot about momentum, about confidence.
Yes, that's right. Vega won yesterday. They were like looking really bad, but then they won. And now they're feeling strong again. Now they feel like there's a hope.
Yeah, Navi's here because they lost.
Yeah, and they said, and someone happy.
Yeah. Do you think that actually plays a big role? Do you think?
Yes.
Really?
People don't talk a lot about this a lot, but you know, the people playing, they're human beings.
Oh.
And they have feelings, emotions. And if you're sad or happy, it matters a lot. And if you feel confident going into a series, it'll help a lot.
I feel like it's against our interest to think of the players as human beings. Well, panelists, we have to talk about them impartially.
Yes. Yes. They are human beings. You need to treat them with respect.
I try.
But you don't. You're very rude.
Well, like what?
Ooh, Io Gyro.
Gyro picked up my Vega Squadron here.
And we see Navi, they give away this. They don't really care. Yesterday they gave it away as well. I think they won that match, but they lost the series.
Yeah.
But
they got confidence against this combo. They feel like they know how to deal with it.
Yeah, and they got the X. Good against it. You just call. Gyro is always good against with the blade mail, and you could potentially get the Wisp as well in there because they're always tethered up.
Mm-hmm. All right, now Bulldog, I need a real answer here. Real.
I'm gonna be as real as I can.
All right. Silencer has sneaked his way into being quite the meta pick in the last few days in this tournament. Seems like everybody wants to get a first pick Silencer, yet he was ignored in the beginning. Why so good now? Why does everybody want him? Give it to me straight. I know about the Phoenix. Don't go there. Don't be telling me he's an anti-Phoenix.
The series has always been really good because he's a strong laner, and then you have the global presence for team fight and save your team. But especially in this series, it's the Wisp counter. You cannot use the ultimate.
Oh.
Ever.
Ever?
So it's really good in that sense.
Sure.
Yeah, the hero is just overall really good, and it got nerfed a lot in the laning phase with the Q and E. But still, it's just an overall easy hero, good laner, good team fight. It's got everything.
Indeed.
Everything.
Everything you need.
The more kills you get, the weaker they get too. That's a big deal.
How come there's a bat ban? Normally, Bat Rider, like, what could be the reason why they ban bat?
They definitely just want to pick a carry soon, and that hero is going to be really bad against bat, probably.
Which carries are really bad against bat?
Ones that could get pulled out of position, Sheeber. Ones that need to be on the back line and like it back there, you know?
So ranged heroes, mostly.
Yeah, potentially, that's a very good point.
Yeah, and it's also a lot to do with the laning stage. Bat absolutely smashes so many carries in the laning stage. You need to, if you do play against a bat, you need that life stealer or slurk, etc. And you don't always want to play those heroes. And they probably have a plan here. What they want to pick for carry, and that hero is going to be bad against bat.
Okay.
In the lane.
Well, we see a Huskar ban out of the Vega Squadron. Don't want to get Huskar. They got Huskar a couple times this tournament so far, I believe, and it's not a fun thing, you know?
They were quite triggered by that.
That reminds me, Brood is still in the pool as well. We saw him banned out previous series, I think, almost every game.
Who picks a Brood into an Axe Gyro? Psychotic suicide. Except, I guess you were telling me the other day, Bulldog, that Brew isn't the worst against Axe, you know? The battle hunger. I mean, the insatiable hunger, evening out the spins. Huh?
Yep. You just eat him alive. He's got big teeth.
Scary.
Terrifying. Pugnaban.
Dark Willow. We saw this as the pickup that they keep doing against IO Gyro, and it failed once, but it's been quite successful. Besides that.
Yeah, Javash's win low has definitely been good. The fears, most of all. You want to pair up stuff with that fear, though. Which one was it yesterday that they paired up with that fear? Was it actually the Axe?
I believe so. My memory.
I don't have any memory of yesterday.
Fair enough.
It was a long day.
It was a long day indeed.
Bulldog, if you could be any hero in Dota, who would you be? Real talk.
Probably Riki.
Why?
It could be invisible.
But you could be Nature's Prophet to teleport everywhere you want. You could also create minions.
I have nowhere to be, Cheever.
You don't know where to be.
I have nowhere to go.
That's very sad.
He wants to be Ricky so he can play in his room alone and no one can see him.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the saddest conversation I've
Navi picking the TA, which we see all the time from this team. Magical, absolutely a smasher with this hero.
Pretty good against the Undying Tombstone, too. Pop that thing, you know, you can tank some of that. Yeah.
And, yeah, the Undying, I love that hero. And yeah, the Navi heroes are not great against it. No one that really stands out. It's going to be nice.
They got plenty of time, though, to potentially get somebody that's a little bit better. And I don't think they're too heavy on the big tanky boys that Undying loves to steal from. Just Axe. So it ain't the game ender for me here. Although it looks pretty strong. This is a spooky lineup. How do you run into these guys on Vega right now? You're going to lose a few dudes.
Well,
I think then they think about Leshrac.
yeah, I heard
think
Leshrac.
so?
No. He said he wasn't sure about the Leshrac.
They were talking about.
Yeah.
I can hear them. I can sound smart.
I think last time Navi ran a lineup like this, they also had a Klings with it, Klings and TA, because I know we criticized them for that because Klings and TA would be like the same type of heroes. Although Klings is really good against IO, he can burst it down real fast. You know what's missing?
What's that?
Phoenix.
Oh, these teams have evolved
What?
past that. It's over for that hero.
Jeez.
No one cares. I do like your comment about Klinks, though. We've been seeing that a lot against the IO Gyro. And could clean up pretty well here. Although, they already got Templar, so they're going to have Vision now, or Detection all over the place. I don't know, man.
This is really worrisome because they picked Alina. Not particularly good against TA. And we saw it yesterday as well that Navi, he knows how to play TA against Lina. He's going to destroy that lane.
Really?
He's going to destroy it.
Okay.
You got a Magical versus Dendi mid and a TA versus Lina. That is definitely... Magical's going to run away with that.
Yeah, and we saw he played it against Limp, I remember, and he destroyed that lane. So I don't know why they would pick Lina into that. It's a little bit scary.
Yeah.
That's Dendi.
Confidence, man, as we said before.
Confidence or limited hero pool?
Let's go confidence. Let's be good men. It's a confidence thing. You know, they want to prove to themselves that they can win this fight.
Dendi is a god as well, so I'm sure he'll be fine in that lane.
Beastmaster banned out, one of Vega's favorite heroes. Very good. No birds today? No hawks? No spitters?
And Vega needs some kind of initiator now. They banned out the Bat and the Scent and the Beastmaster. And someone needs to start these fights.
Well, Void is the last ban on the side of Vega Squadron.
No, I never understood why Beastmaster's boar spits acid. They could have done anything. They could have had a snake or a camel.
It might be a snake, though.
Oh, no, it's a boar. It says boar.
Yeah, but how do you know for sure it's not a snake?
Because it says wild boar. And
Does it?
Is he maybe family from Bristleback? He is also spitting and snot.
But that's Brewmaster.
Don't say snot again, Shiver.
Brewmaster picked up for Vega. We've seen a lot of control coming out from that hero before. And that looks pretty nice to me.
You got the initiator now, some team fight, which they kind of liked. And they got a pretty well-rounded lineup, honestly.
I really like it. And one of the big weaknesses of IO and Gyro is having people focus. So.
Did you guys see what just happened?
What's that?
Was Dendy sitting on Kazu's chair? Was Dendy drafting for him?
Oh my goodness gracious. Clinks.
I'm not sure.
It's a mystery.
Dandy drafting.
I'll find out, though. Don't worry.
Well, we talked about this before. Clinks.
Yeah.
Their answer to IO Gyro, big burst damage, but I'm not sure how well it's going to work out this time. Brewmaster is there to stop them from going all in. Woo!
This is not the same draft they had a couple days ago. I feel like it might have been.
Oh, boy.
But I will find out a different time, I guess. What do you think? What are you thinking?
This is... I like now our Vegas lineup way more, actually, but why did they have to pick that Lina? Just because they picked that Lina, I'm going to have to say Navi. Otherwise, I would have said Vega. Okay.
I feel like I like it a lot more, too. I think that Lina is going to get wrecked, but I believe the Brewmaster will be the key here, making sure they can't focus on the IO Gyro and getting them down quick enough to kill them. So I will go with Vega. Let's go, boys. Redemption.
I will go with Navi. I think they're the better team here. They showed it before. I think they can show it again. And we're going to find out what is going to happen, though. Over to ODPixel and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Shiva. Navi versus Vega Squadron. Best of 3. Down a lower bracket as well. Everything on the live for these two teams is about to begin. I'm ODPixel. I'm here with Fogged. And we've seen the two drafts, and hey, I kind of agree with what was said in the panel. Vega Squadron's lineup, it makes sense. It's pretty nice.
It looks pretty well-rounded. They've got a key initiator. They've got IO Gyro, which is great. Undying seems to be doing pretty well here.
Yeah,
it's looking good. It's just that Lina versus TA matchup. Right?
It's we see.
I've seen magical dumpster people lately. I think his TA is his absolute best hero, and I feel like his matchup in the TA versus Lina, he's super comfortable with it on both sides because he's played it pretty much every game here at this tournament and a lot of the games that we've seen from them overall.
Yeah, it could be a rough lane for Dendy.
Could be.
We'll see how he does.
Ooh, look at the tips coming out. Ooh, magical tipped Dendy, and Dendy's like, I don't care. I'm tipping Madara. And then Crystallized tips Dendy. All right, lots of tips for Dendy. So Kezu and the Undying. So are they gonna just okay? So they have the Undying bottom versus the Silencer. So Silencer plus Clinks. They should have a pretty good lane down bottom versus this Brewmaster Undying. As for top, Axe, I just see Gyro just crush most lanes, but we'll see what Blizzy's able to do on this Axe.
Yeah, because Blizzy can just go for the old skip, can't he?
Yeah, the thing is that IO Gyro is speedy, right?
They can get over them.
And you can go the missile build early.
Yeah.
You get missile, you get barrage, and you actually have so much damage that you can burst through that Axe if he is trying to cut through. Yeah, I'm liking what Vega's got, but we'll see what Navi can do with their very comfortable heroes. I think we've seen Chuvash play Dark Willow almost every single game as well, right? Sineko's had some killer games on the Silencer.
Oh.
Thanks, who gets it.
Still able to grab it. The Bramble not enough to hold him in place.
So I wonder if we'll see Sineko also make like that move toward the mid lane, because that's what he did last time when it was the TA versus Lina matchup, right? Even though the TA was having an excellent time, Sineko just happened to like walk there and just completely ruin the lane even more with like one Arcane Curse, and the TA can close the gap. Alrighty.
Well, let's see. Let's see. I said that mid lane definitely is the big worry. I feel for Vega Squadron.
I like that Dendi has the stun level 1 already. You stun, get your first last hit while also trying to hit the TA because she's short range. But we'll have to watch those side blades. TA favored matchup. See how Dendi will do.
It's not going to be easy.
No.
At all. For this Lina, Dendi.
He's doing well at the start. I think this is super important, so I personally want to just look at the mid for a bit, but we'll see up top. Busy is going to start cutting the waves. So the thing about cutting waves is when you're playing versus a lot of these heroes, the sustain is a bit hard because you're just tanking creep waves forever. When you have like these melee heroes or Necrophos, you just like Stout Shield, tank it up. This is okay too because you have an IO plus Gyrocopter, so I almost said IO-copter. Just feel like that's kind of what it is anyway because we only see IO with Gyrocopter. But you have all that extra sustain from your Wisp to keep healing you up. Dendi forces an early salve, and yep, 4-2 to the 6-2 right now.
Dendi's doing all right.
Gets harder once those refraction charges build up. The base damage advantage secures the range creep now with the stun. Very nice.
Playing it really well on the Lina.
Yeah. And the bottom lane, Bruce still getting good last hits, and he's going to be just messing with them, but they've got...
Oh, Kezu.
Courier snipe. Kezu also.
Kezu's just dead. Oh, Navi, first blood for Crystallize.
He was doing great in the matchup too. Kezu down bottom getting good last hits, contesting the Clinks. But we were saying, right, it's the double range versus double melee. Clinks and Silencer, they're two of the better laning heroes versus melees at the start. We're losing their Courier now on Dendi. Oh, the side blades.
Does have to be careful though. So in terms of regen, he does still have a salve upon him.
Yeah, but Chuvash killed Courier now. And they got first blood. So a bit of surge of gold toward the way of Navi is Blizzy. He is cutting waves very nicely.
And he's getting away with it, yeah. I guess a cool. Get a few spins. Oh, Bramble not quite catching MNT.
Gyro is making the move over here. They could look for Blizzy.
Blizzy's, I mean, he's dead. He's straight up dead. They're going to be able to punish him here for skipping those creep waves. Oh, curse ground, doesn't matter. Homing missile.
And did they drag the creep wave too? They dragged some of the creep to look like, but they're going to the tier 2. Oh no! They need those experience. All right, split. Io gets this side, Gyro go to the left side. All right, cool. So they're getting a good experience. That's what you're talking about, right? This Axe cuts the lane. You still have to be careful of that. And Kezu's still doing well bottom versus this Clink's dual ranged lane. So even though he did die once, pretty important. Mid getting harder and harder already because of the levels from the TA, but also having no Courier on Lina. Dendi might have to.
Yeah, I think he's going to
might have to go back.
He's only got a Fairy Fire. He's only got a Fairy Fire.
Or Undying can bring him his items, but yeah, he's forced back.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's brutal.
Wow, it's a hard lane, and as you say, that Courier snipe just really making all the difference, making it that sort of impossible lane for Dendi to stay in. As they'll get the lane up to the Undying. Undying will be able to come in and saps up the farm up.
Okay. Not going to get him any last hits. Undying used to be not great versus TA, but decent because you could burn Refraction with Soul Rip, but unfortunately Soul Rip is 1 instance of damage now. Kezu eating some harass. Putting 2 points in the haze. So 0 in clap since he's versus the ranged heroes. He doesn't think he's going to get close, but 2 points is something you don't see very often because it's so efficient with the 1 point.
Mid lane. I mean, Peck's just sort of hanging around with Dendi, but not really too much the two of them can do in terms of a play onto the Lina, onto the TA. It's very hard as Blizzy. As soon as the homing missile's out on him, he'll TP away from the creep cut of Seneko.
We saw this is the same move that he made last time. Pexu, they expected it. So that's why he's hanging around mid. He was expecting this kind of rotation. Then they also got a D-ward from that Undying being there. Lane's coming to play. Clink's starting to catch up heavily in those last hits versus the Brew, who's all alone. And they love this Clink's. Like the panel was mentioning it too. They absolutely love Clink's versus both the Gyro and the Wisp. Just get into the back lines. You can outrain the Gyrocopter too, and you just have that explosive physical damage.
So, and return with the Gyro. They'll get on top of Chu. Chu's gone.
The bounty.
Blizzy does manage to grab it from the two of them. But at the same time, Gyro and Io will be able to make it over to the Navi half of the map and take their bounty.
All right, and Pexu claims both the bottom ones. So even though that's the big thing, right? It's the Courier snipe is really what's turning the tide, and they have a bit more last hits. But otherwise, the gold relatively even in these first 5 minutes.
Mid lane level 6 is now there for Magical, so Dendi's got to be careful.
They've got the sentries already placed down, though. They got the initial D ward, so those traps not going to be as big of a problem for Dendi to deal with. Could be a tough game for the Lina. This might be a game where you have to just... It's not great, but you might have to get some like stranger itemization because this high physical damage. It's obviously still going to be the Yule Scepter, but the secondary item might be different. Dendi, Side Blades.
Oh,
another one.
Oh no, Dendi! Oh no, the humanity.
They killed the sentry there. Immediately Magical goes for a setup, and this was a beautiful Side Blades.
Absolutely, Magical.
This man has showed what we were talking about, right? That TA versus Lina matchup. He is an expert. Bottom, Kezu. Let's throw that miss right onto the Clinks. Several misses coming out.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. Can't let that happen again.
No, he doesn't have a sentry now, so stepping in front of the lane is extremely difficult.
Still not quite level 6 as well on the Lina.
Yeah.
It's a couple of levels behind the TA now off the back of that. Top lane, Chew. Get the homing missile. Get the kill on Choose the Jara. They're certainly finding a lot of good fun up top. Getting these kills for Madara.
I think getting kills on Madara in like the early game is super important because he has to get like this early drum, these kind of like tanky items, so he doesn't just die in like a burst combo from the Willow as well as the Clinks.
Oh no, not again.
Oh, he gets him.
Oh, not again. Oh, the Magical. He's smiling now. This TA.
They set him up for success, and he is absolutely doing so.
Oh, he's double the net worth of Dendi. Yeah. That's 7 minutes in. This TA is going to be a problem.
Definitely got to make sure that you can get vision around the Ancients or something soon if you want to go for some type of invasion play, because they do have heroes that can do that. With the IO, with the Gyrocopter, if they can see the TA farming Ancients, they can easily try to go for invasion plays. So that's probably the biggest next goal that I want to see Vega start to prepare for.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower.
But Magical, he's just going to keep hitting that tower mid every time the Lina does die. Blizzy walks up to the high ground.
Blizzy?
Spins.
Nah, he's gone. Matter. I mean, this Jara, honestly, this Jara IO really could be what makes it work.
Yep.
For Vega, because at the moment, I mean, the Brew and the Lina, Dendi and Kezu aren't going to be doing a whole lot. So in sort of the early portion of the game, they're pretty damn far behind. Bottom lane Kezu, talk about the man, is dying again.
Relocate. They're quick, early level 6 at 8 minutes on these two.
It's all on Madara and MNT to carry this game.
Target priority, to crystallize.
Don't do it, they get crystallized. This is what they got to do. They've got to make the plays happen around the map. They had the amazing lane up top of Madara, chasing down Seneko, get a double. Madara and MNT making sure that Vega have a chance here as they are blasting ahead with this Jara combo, and it absolutely could be what carries Vega Squadron through this rocky opening to the game.
Yeah, it's such an unexpected relocate, right? It's 8 minutes and 11 seconds in, and you're like, oh my goodness, there's 6 on IO. Gyro maybe, but because they're just paired together and they get all those kills, and they distributed their experience really well in the lane too. They get that early reload. Very nice. And they continue the pressure.
It's crystallized. Comes back into lane, immediately loses majority of his health. Now Chu starting to play around with Madara, but Madara's got the backup of MNT and Peksu. Is Jara not too much danger at all at the moment with the supports around him. Full drums finished as well on Madara, 9 minutes in.
Yep. Lots of small items too on that IO. He can try to protect himself. An early buckler on IO is going to be incredibly useful if he wants to try to rush that. He's going to go for the urn first, but then...
Oh, Seneko! He's walked into that one.
Ouch.
Another kill for the Gyro and IO. Sensation that Vega Squadron are rocking.
Crystallize.
But they can chase down more. Will be just
mid lane.
Get away, Dendi. They didn't quite have the damage. Refraction back up.
Look how low Dendi is too. He can't go back. If he goes back through the lane, he'll die to traps. He knows this.
He's got to salve. He's got to salve.
Oh,
he's
okay,
fine.
good.
He's got a salve. He's got a clarity. He'll be able to stick around. Jara, Madara, and MNT. They found crystallize. Madara, wicked sick at 10 minutes in. They opened with the Jara. They felt confident in their ability to utilize it, and so far we are certainly seeing that power. 7-0-1 on the Jara, 10 minutes in.
Definitely. trying to give space for his Brewmaster to farm up top lane as we see Kezu starting to recover. Dendi's still quite far behind though on this Lina. Almost gets the return kill, but level 8 to the level 10 of the TA. For getting his courier killed, it's still pretty rough, but they have put so much attention onto that mid lane on the side of Navi. And those ancient stacks, I'm sure that they're there. Vega do not have vision around them, around the TA's ancient stacks, sorry. It's magical. Let's continue laning.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But they're looking for smoke. Okay, they've got their primal split ready. This could be the play that gets Dendi back in. If they can get this primal split surrounding the TA.
If they can get the setup for the light strike, they've certainly got a chance of this. Dendi at the moment is back behind his own tier 1, so not quite in position. Phase boots are there though, so he can close the gap.
They're starting to prep some vision around Ancients. Not on the bottom side, but they put one on the top side to just be able to set up for those relocate plays in case Magical, which he inevitably will, go to those Ancients and farm. And they catch him with the relocate.
They're bringing everything in for Magical. Is Magical going to get any sort of help? It doesn't look like it. Light strikes down as well as the cooldown. Blizzy tries to head over. Now going to be sent up into the air as they'll look to surround him, and Vega Squadron, they'll take both. Godlike for Madara.
Godlike at 11 minutes. Holy moly.
This Gyro.
Wow. He already has a Sage plus the drum in the phase.
He's going to be so beefy. Like they can't kill him. They can't kill this Gyro.
Until they
very, very hard.
Yeah. They really need the Blink Axe coming out for Navi to be able to slow down this momentum that Vega's getting. I see that Madara is queuing up the SNY. If he gets it early enough, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I love the Halberd versus Clinks and TA, though. It just is amazing, because you're so tanky. You disarm these two heroes for that extra duration, but he's just going to have this high mobility, and they've been crushing it anyway.
Oh, Magical. Always seeing if you can find something about. Oh,
Magical.
They're just going to turn. They're just going to kill him. A global's out. It doesn't matter.
And
Rocket Barrage is already there. He's got Battle Hunger on him at the moment, but yeah, I mean, MNT, he doesn't have a bottle, but it doesn't matter. You can just take it, and with the tether to Dendi, he's going to start healing up Dendi's mana. We've got the Shrine as well, so everybody getting the heals. As Madara and MNT, they really are just doing some incredible magic here.
Yeah, and they're moving fast. They're making these non-stop plays. They're always having dust, and these two, it's all about activeness.
Oh, again. Another one to the tally.
And that's an earn charge now for maybe next time. So he can keep that sustain going. They never have to back up and reset. They're always going to be able to keep their imprint onto the map. Beautiful so far for Vega. It's only 5 kills for Navi after they set up so well for Magical. He dies twice back to back, and they just gave him, they gave him like, what, 4 tips after that? Ruthless.
Oh, man. I mean, when he does have the SNY, this is going to be some of the quickest sort of drums SNY timing we see on the Gyro.
Oh, definitely. And chew the missile.
Another one.
Beyond godlike.
Oh, my goodness. I don't think I've seen a Gyro IO pop off this hard in quite some time. It's got to be one of sort of the craziest beginnings for this Gyro. We're sure we know it's powerful, but it just doesn't happen this quickly normally.
No.
This is some next level stuff. Pexu does get caught out in the jungle. Go get the Undying.
Trying to put deep vision. They want to be pressuring the bottom side of the map continuously with this IO Gyro. Be prepared for any type of smoke plays. It's still looking good. And Blizzy, he's been slowed down a lot from that blink. Still about 600 away. Kezu is completely caught up on the Brewmaster versus him.
And SNY. It's just a recipe away.
This looks like Turbo. Phase Drum SNY level 10.
14 minutes.
14 minutes?
I mean, no, MNT as well. He's level 10. He's got the 20% XP gain.
Yep.
If this continues, they are going to have the Axe Tether bonus so soon on this IO.
And again, just constant movements. Just keep applying this pressure. Don't allow the TA to get any space to farm.
Just fight with the Gyro and the IO. You know, that if you bring Dendi and Kezu over to join the fight, they're going to have a great time.
And they're playing versus a lineup that wants to be building off momentum. Like Clinks and TA, when you're playing from behind, can be really rough as Senego goes for a D-ward. We'll get it. He'll pay with his life.
I was going to say, if they both put up and missed there, he may have died to the Angels. But that wasn't the case. MNT does manage to finish him off.
Bounty rooms. Looks like Navi will claim themselves at least 3 here, as it should be. Oh,
this is a surprise! Get out!
Oh, he's fine.
And he will.
Nice play by Chu.
Blizzy has got the blink now. So then Navi themselves can now look to kick off the fights and try and hunt for the action. As for the most part, it really has been Vega just rolling across the map.
Absolutely. I think Vega just has to continue the IO gyro and the rest of them just run around while Lina farms. I think Dendi's job is just to catch up still. Until he's got his one item, until the Yule's finished, I think he can just kind of chill out and let them do what they've been doing. As it's been working phenomenally. Just phenomenally.
And there we have it. So 15 minutes, S and Y. Oh, Madara. This is a very big kill if they get it. Madara, is he going to have the backup that he needs? The IO, has he got the tether? Yeah, does. He'll get in. Madara's going to be fine. They can't kill him off. He's too beefy at this point of the game, and Kezu's turning things around. He's chasing down Seneko. Blizzy tries to go back in with the call, but he's just going to get right-clicked down by the two of them. They've lost both Blizzy and Seneko, Navi. There's Chu.
Oh.
He's hiding. Do they know? Oh! Oh, doesn't quite slap him.
Oh, so cool.
Oh, he's got a TP. But oh, Dendi! Dendi's got the stun.
I get it.
Beautiful plays. This gyrocopter's just too big. They couldn't kill him. Look at his health. He takes the health talent. He's got drums, S and Y. Even though they pop the global to block the tether from healing him, it just doesn't matter.
Massive. Absolutely massive.
Game is looking harder and harder. Even though the Lina is still shut down, this gyrocopter's network.
It doesn't seem to matter that both Dendi and Kezu had a really rough lane. This gyro IO are just carrying the entire game on their shoulders. MNT and Madara.
And like you said, they're going to have that level 15 incredibly quick. They're both pretty much the same level. Magical still level 14, but into this lineup as a TA, there's going to be Bruce Split, there's going to be zombies, and there's going to be this IO gyrocopter in your face. It's very hard to play TA until you get to a point where you have like Blink BKB. You have to rely so much on your Axe getting incredible calls for the control.
As Blizzy and Seneko, they were smoked up on a bit of a move to try and catch someone down here on the bottom half of the map, but Vega, they're over on their own side, keeping it safe. Just waiting to fight around the ultimates. No need to rush for anything until that promo split's back on. Doesn't matter, a BKB after the S and Y is going to make him feel truly invincible in this match. As Dendi will have the first time now faced. Has got the Yule Scepter.
He's level 13 too. Gyrocopter's only 12. Dendi has completely recovered. Even though the network doesn't show it that much, it's really just about him having high levels, because then he can get that long distance stun setups as well for his team. So Blink Dagger now on Magical. He can look to kill in the back lines, but like we're saying, there's too much as a TA for you to deal with in this game, just to walk into the fights. They both need BKB even. Clinks as well. Similar kind of heroes.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Setting up to defend for top. Blink's on cooldown for 10 for Blizzy. All of Vega is in position here.
Yeah, they're ready for this. I mean, if Navi jump, it could be a very rough fight for them.
Yep, they scout Kezu on the side here now too with the trap.
Vega are prepared. Surely with the global silence comes out. Maybe with the Desolate, they've got enough damage to take down that gyro, and they have. That's a big, big, big kill. Crystallize, getting the kill onto the gyrocopter. The Eye falls as well. Navi, they're striking back hard. They're looking to take down that tombstone, and they'll get it. There's going to be a buyback from M&T. He'll come in with the relocate tether across, but Magical, he's doing so much damage with this Desolator. They do have to jump. Blizzy with the call. That's a dieback on the IO. As the trap slows there, Magical's in. He gets another. Kezu will TP out. But Vega, they throw away pretty much the entire lead that they were able to build up over the course of the 19 minutes, losing that gyro. Dieback on M&T's IO. They just crumbled as Navi were able to take the fight incredibly convincingly. Great news as well for Crystallize. He was the one that got the kill onto the gyro, as you saw, got at least an 850 gold bonus.
And they go straight into Roche. The play they're coming in. Blizzy gets a great call, and the global. The global just stops
the global messed it all up. The global and the fear. It just suddenly, they're all shook up. They can't do anything. With the Deso, there's just too much physical damage, even for the IO to sort of heal the gyro through. And that's Roche as well. Navi, well and truly back on top. As we say, you know, the gyro, sure, he is far, far ahead, but Dendi and Kezu, they're still sort of an item behind when you compare them to all three cores of Navi.
And we were mentioning, I was talking about how Navi, the BKBs are extremely needed on their heroes, but if they can't cast spells because they're global, makes that big difference so they can get that beautiful initiation by Blizzy. Vega has to be prepared and a bit more afraid of that combo that can come out from what Navi has with that X plus global.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They've got to be careful about trying to make those brash attempts at Vega, as we see it once more here. See the tethers there, but with the fear, there's little more that MNT can do. Perfect focus from both Crystallize and Magical, taking down the Gyro and the IO immediately at the start of the fight. Everybody as well hitting the tombstone, making sure those zombies do not build up. And yeah, the big way that Blizzy comes back in right here. You see MNT trying to chase Magical. All the spirits as well grouped up. He gets a blink out, Kezu, he gets away, but everybody else just dies on Vega's lineup. As that fight, I mean, Crystallize, he's pretty much got the BKB now. So suddenly, this Gyro combo that's been so terrifying for the first 20 minutes of the game, he can stand his ground, and if Crystallize and Magical just right-click the Gyro, he's going to die in the fight.
Yeah, and yeah, like you said, the BKBs are going to protect them. They don't have to worry about being thrown in the air or dispelled or any of that stuff that can be coming out from Vega. The tides have turned oh so quickly. They need to itemize. So those Lotus Orb in particular, I think the Brew is the most important one. He needs to get the split off in the fights. And speaking of the Brew,
he gets the split.
He's surrounded.
It's got to be a split and run. And he should be fine. Unless they keep this Earth Panda alive, because they could look to try and kill him afterwards. He really wants to die. He wants to die, this Kezu here with his Earth Panda, but I don't think he's going to die in time. He is going to come back into the Earth Panda form. He does get the blink off though, but the fear, it's there. Chu cancels the TP. And Kezu unable to kill the Earth Panda off in time, so he spawns at one of the other two.
He did spend a lot of time for them, but it's definitely worth it. They got him after he used the Brew Split. And now I do see, it looks like he's queuing up the Halberd now afterwards from that SNY. You know, in that last situation, you know, SNY is great because you have this mobility, but the evasion is really everything, because at Navi's damage, it's like all physical, so could be kicking themselves a little bit for that choice.
Oh, Navi ready to strike. They know without the Brew, there is a lack of team fight from Vega. They can kill this Gyro and the Iron. Look who they've found on the front of it all. There's the jump. Blizzy gets the call onto the two of them. Gyro gone, IO sent the same way. Navi.
They're prioritizing really well on the side of Navi. After having that one successful fight, the way you play versus IO Gyro is you just hunt them. You don't want to be hunting the other guys, and they find them.
And they do have good heroes against the IO Gyro. Yes. So this was always going to be something, unless Vega could massively crush them in the early game. And this is the thing, the Gyro and the IO, they were, but the other cores, they weren't. It was just the Gyro and the IO that was in this amazing place. So suddenly this game has got to a point where sure, the Gyro and the IO, they had a great opening, but now this Clinks and Templar Assassin are very farmed, and they're sort of Gyro IO's worst nightmares at this stage of the game because of just how much single target physical damage these guys can get out.
You bang on.
It's a scary game for Vega now.
It absolutely has become that. They need their items that they can counter this. They need to get the jump, or they need items to counter the global to be able to remove it so they can at least get their Brew Split off, get all those abilities off to try to protect this Gyrocopter. But the damage coming in from Navi and the way that they're prepared, all these wards and sentries all over the map, and then they're claiming high grounds continuously. Navi, they have so much control on the map now in comparison. You see Vega, they're struggling to find places to get out and farm.
Just taking the tier 2s away from Vega. The last one left down here on the bottom lane, Navi.
They get their level 15 now on the IO, so they do have that extra damage that's going to be coming through. But if they get jumped on, they can just die so easily. Crystallize?
He has been dusted, but he has the BKB, so he'll be fine. He's also got backup. He's got a lot of backup coming in. The cooldown will be there, as well as the homing missile. Chu heads into the midst of it all. The Bramble does catch out Madara. He'll hold on to the BKB for now. Crystallize accepts the homing missile stun. There's the jump, Blizzy. He's got the disable, the silence as well. Magical jumps in with the BKB. They take Kezu out of the fight. They're looking to chase down for more. The trap slow onto Pexu and Dendi. They'll dust up Magical. Another trap laid down. Dendi will be able to get far enough away. The trap slow catches onto Pexu once more. Navi, can they get on top of him? Magical. He's going to have the blink up in a second. Does he want to commit in for this one? It's a little too close to the rest of them. They'll hang back, Navi.
Not a big thing to gain there either. They've already claimed the tier 2s around there. Just about now farming, claiming those bounty runes, map control until that following Roche will be up, as they did lose the Aegis recently. Just keep that map control going. Keep hunting whoever comes out on the map, in particular the IO and the Gyro. So disassembles. Now he has the Halberd. I really would have liked if he went that for the first one. It could have been huge. But hindsight's 2020. And MKBs are already queued up immediately.
They're coming up on both of them.
Yeah. They know you're going to either go Butterfly, you're going to go Halberd eventually, or something on that Gyrocopter. So they're already preparing that itemization. As Dendi will be going for Lotus Orb, so he can at least try to remove that silence, but Kezu is a long ways away from having his. Got a defensive item now too, Glimmer on Seneko, so he can try to kite people out. And Blizzy's just going for pure hunting build. He's not going for the damage. They know they have damage in between their two cores, the Clinks as well as the TA, so Blizzy's like, all right, I can just go Shadow Blade. It's all about my mobility. If I get the catches, we'll kill them. $7K gold lead. Vega. They're going to try to get some type of fight of their own.
Oh, it's risky there. How long till global silence? That's sort of the big thing you're looking to fight into. It's nearly back up.
All right. If they can get the jump, Kezu smoke breaks.
Oh, Kezu. He goes in, but Magical. He gets the chance to get the... No, sorry. Blizzy gets the chance for the call. He jumped in onto the Axe, but he couldn't get the ult off before the call was there. So both Kezu and Pexu just die immediately.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. You can't go in and clap on the Axe. He's just going to press Q, and the fight is lost massively. We'll see that again, but hopefully. But that was pretty much 101 on how not to take a smoke fight against a lineup with an Axe. If you have your biggest initiator sat next to the Axe at the start of the fight, you know, it's not rocket science. Blizzy's just got to press Q, and then your whole initiation, it's messed up.
Oh, man. That's so rough. And Chu also, the way he focus fires in the fights, he just pops the Terrorize onto the IO and then just Spirit Vessels and chases him. And when you terrorize the IO, he instantly breaks the tether from that Gyro, because he has to pop, Gyro pops BKB and they just split.
Oh, no. Blizzy's just found another catch.
And they have the global steal.
He's got Kezu again. Kezu, he does get the primal split out.
Nice Lotus.
There's the Laguna as well. They will find Magical. Blizzy's still being surrounded. They'll get the Axe as well. Dendi strikes back.
Dendi MVP in that fight. He puts the Lotus Orb on Kezu so that he can get the split off. Beautiful play.
They needed that, Vega. They really needed that, as everything was getting a little... Dendi keeping the team strong. Keeping them in the game.
Not something you see every day, right? Lina having a Lotus Orb to try to, I mean, use it on yourself or on others. It's coming in clutch to help out Kezu. Oh, poor Pexu.
We'll see this again.
Oh, they just both get called.
They're just straight on top of him. They go straight on top of the Axe. And Blizzy, the easiest call of his life.
Yep. And you see MNT in the backlines. Chu gets the fear and he just chases him. There's great target selection coming out from Navi there.
And just no possible escape for these heroes after the BKBs are gone.
Yep.
So much damage from Navi's cores.
TA always just gives you so much chase too. These traps, as soon as your BKB wears off, running is just not an option. It's Navi. Continue their aggression, but do get halted for a moment after that dive in mid. So next Roche, it looks like it is up. So that will be the next biggest fight. There's no global available, but there's no Bruce split either for 30 seconds. Navi might just make their way into the pit to try to do it, though.
Well, they can definitely take it very quickly.
We do have bounty runes. The 30-minute runes are coming up, though. But we'll see if which one they prioritize. Taking a fight before it or just committing straight in, because they kill it super fast.
Yeah, they really do. With the TA and the Clinks, they'll have no trouble taking down Roshan.
Vega's expecting some kind of smoke moving onto the bounty runes. They're all positioning there, getting a ward on the high ground too, but Navi, they're just committing for the Roche.
Why not? It's easy.
Aegis and Cheese, they're picking up some huge items too. The MKB is about to be finished on the TA. Clinks already has one.
Getting closer and closer to sort of the point where Navi one fight and they could potentially end the game with how big the Clinks and TA are. Got so much right click. There's not only heroes that will fall, they can take buildings very quickly too.
And here comes the MKB. Navi, they're ready to fight.
Yeah.
They've got
2 BKBs, 2 MKBs. These cores are good to go.
Yeah, and they've got their lanes. Top lane's pushing in, mid lane's going to be pushing in, and we see Blizzy as well with the axe. With his illusions, he's cutting the creep wave, so bottom is also going to be dealt with. So yeah, they're ready to take a fight, and they're ready to go for that high ground push. Have to get their target priority in set, though. They have to watch out for those Lotus Orb plays with the Brew. We've seen he can definitely get his split off if Dendi just throws that on him. And I think Kezu's getting close to his own Lotus Orb too, so.
Okay.
It'll make it a little bit easier so they don't have to coordinate some crazy fight.
But if he gets caught by Blizzy...
If he gets caught by Blizzy, though.
He's still going to fall in Blizzy. He'll go for the call onto the Gyro. Jumping straight away. They've got the global silence out onto the Brew, onto all of them. Madara will be BKB'd Lotus Orbs as well as they'll look for the chance for him to fight back. He'll go for the cooldown, gets the connection onto Magical. Navi have to be careful. They committed global, committed BKB charges as well.
And they still have Brew split on the side of Vega. Diving into the base is still a bit scary. Like we said, there's a lot of things that they have to deal with, the minions, the zombies. They want to get that one quick catch into a quick burst kill. As now it is a blade mail finished up for that axe. As Gyro gets bigger, the more damage he does back to himself now.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
So now we see Madara queuing up Satanic, one of those options. I mean, I know Black Dominic, he loved talking about the blade mail interaction versus Satanic, and also he's a gyrocopter with an IO agonism, so you get that little attack, of course, while you are disabled to be able to try to heal yourself a bit. That could be the thing that can maybe allow him to survive in the later stages.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Blink Dagger on Chu as well, so extra ways to get into position for the big game-changing fears.
Yep, and to just break the tether.
Yeah.
Just fear that tether, separate the IO from that gyrocopter. So pretty much that, he does have the Lotus Orb after he sells the Windlace on the Brewmaster. So the team fights for Vega have been fixed a little bit in that essence. Just really having to watch their positioning versus Blizzy. They can't stack up 2 or 3 heroes together at all. And Navi continue their map control with their farm, so they should be increasing more and more so on that net worth, but they want to breach with this Aegis Cheese.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
It's all about the hold here for Vega.
All about that jump.
One good call could spell disaster for Vega Squadron. I have to make sure that Kezu can get the primal off. As if not, Navi will tear whoever it is to shreds with this focus from the Clinks and the TA. Crystallize and Magical just absolutely huge for this point of the game. They do try and go forward. It's pretty slow. Snako, Bramble dropped as well.
Snako's got to be careful when he walks in like that. He's getting in the front lines as the silencer, but does have Glimmer to be a bit safer.
Now they need to make sure he's alive for the global.
Keeping this cut out. You see the sentries placed outside the base from Vega trying to catch this Clinks. Blizzy Shadow Bladed up. Can he find the jump? They're stalling it out. That Aegis, the timer's ticking.
It's Magical trying to poke at these wrecks, but the constant threat of being jumped upon is sort of putting them off the idea, and Navi, they do start to back off.
Their top tower is being pushed in now too, because of the relocate earlier from the IO plus that gyrocopter. How long do we have on the Aegis left? I believe it should be pretty soon, about 30 seconds remaining. It's Crystallized, commits forward, try to do some split push.
Does he try for the call, does he get it? Cool down, it's going to be there from Madara, so he yules the axe up into the air. As the blade mail was out in time. To get the blade mail off, the global's going to come out after the BKB. Axe still alive for now. Madara trying to head forward with the flag. Jumping again with the Glat, they'll get the kill once. They've taken down the TA. They've also found Blizzy. 2 dead. There's the second life of Magical, allowing him to blink back. The 3-man fear, though, forcing Vega back, separating them from the Undying. So Navi will find Peksu. Madara and MNT, they're trying to come back in for Magical. They're chasing down the TA. He does have Chu with him. On the side, you have Crystallize ready to go back in, but now Crystallize is being focused. He doesn't have the BKB back and available. They don't have detection at the moment, though. The Glimmer Cape will save Crystallize for now. As Navi, they start to collapse back onto Vega's remaining two. Just Kezu and Madara left alive. The Spirit Vessel down onto Madara. Jump forward from Magical. The right clicks fly through as Navi team wipe Vega Squadron. And a very nice fight there that Navi took. As you saw, like Vega, they nearly had that fight, but Navi was so good at sort of splitting up, disengaging, sort of getting back in onto the right targets. They played that just really safe, really clean Navi.
Very clean focus fire too. Chu, the way he played that, he got the brambles on the IO, crystallized focus fires that, then Chu blinks into the backlines and actually kills Dendi during the fight as a Dark Willow support. Just how much damage you can actually apply there. And great disengage. That Willow Fear on 3, setting up everything. It looked like Vega was going to be able to take it, but Navi.
Just no wrong moves being made there. Mid lane Blizzy does jump in. He's got the blade mail out, so Dendi's going to be put up from throwing down the full combo onto him, but I think Blizzy's going to still die for this. A little bit of an over-aggressive jump, as that is going to be the end of the push for Navi. They'll back away, Chu.
It's just because you said no wrong moves, and then
no mistakes suddenly being made.
Huge swing though for Navi.
And
that was
20k and a full set of racks now.
Yeah, it was like 11k or so, or maybe dipping down to 10k gold lead, and then after that fight, all the way up to 19 as they claim the racks, several hero kills as well.
I mean, yeah, both Madara and Dendi buying back there. I guess what sort of that blink in from Blizzy did sort of spook Madara into buying back.
True.
So, yeah, I guess kind of worked in that sense. I mean, still obviously Navi in a very, very confident place. There's nearly the Hex finished on Crystallize. He's pretty much got that done on the Clinks.
And pretty much full dataless on Magical. So we were talking about high physical damage that they have. It's just increasing more and more. And Dendi, he's trying to itemize versus it. You see, he went Lotus Orb to remove the silence. Also gives armor, of course. Now also a Shiva's. Just trying to have any type of resistance versus this high physical. But he does have to be careful as well. Chuvash on this Willow. He's high level. This is a level 19 Willow. Can't forget about how much damage this hero can actually do with that high level Bedlam.
It just feels like the whole game still has just been a big game of catch-up for both Kezu and Dendi. As they had such a slow start that, and for Dendi in particular, it's just so hard for him to get back anywhere near the farm of Crystallize and Magical. As you can see on the net worth, about an 8k difference between Dendi's farm and that of the Clinks and the TA.
Vega's lineup is tough too, right? Because they don't really have that crazy amount of disables to come through. They have the Lina stuns and then they have the Brewmaster. As for the rest of the catch, it's just them kind of running out and chasing. While Navi, they have a Call, they have the Willow Brambles. It's just a little bit more so for Navi to be able to control these heroes once those BKBs tick down. So Vega, try to get outside, get some vision down to prepare for that next Roche, because that's going to be the game decider. Full dataless now, so yeah, TA gonna hurt. We're gonna keep seeing a Chu as well. He's been prioritizing throwing the Spirit Vessel every single time onto that IO to prevent a lot of the healing.
Was Navi quick with the movement top there, seeing if they could catch Vega whilst they came out of the base, but Vega, they have retreated.
Control the map. Next Roche will be spawning in relatively soon, about a minute or so. But they want to try to make a play first. If they can get the insta jump, we see how much damage they have. They have the Hex, they have these MKBs and dataless. Anyone they grab could just die in a moment.
That's Magical getting away with a good amount of damage onto that tier 3 tower.
Not the target they want to jump with the Hex.
Vega, look at the just top Pex. Pex, who just dies in a couple of hits from Magical.
Has to be wary of his positioning. Does drop the tombstone because he dies. You know, tombstone on death at least is there, but
that's a member down for the defense. 40 seconds. Crystallize. He's looking for the rat. He's going to squeeze down bottom.
And he's going to get it.
Oh, there we go. Easy racks for Crystallize.
Meanwhile, top.
All right, let's see what Vega can do. They've just lost to Rex. They've got to find something top. They're trying to get onto Magical. Magical's got the BKB. He's going to have blink up as well if he needs to. But Blizzy, he's in. Magical jumps forward. They've got the angle. They've got the kills. Madara, MNC fall. As Kezu, he may just even die during the primal split here, and he will. Magical double kill.
Amazing.
No buyback on Kezu.
That was lined up as well for the side blades. Magical was like, oh, perfect. Crystallizes in.
He's in. I'm in this game. I think we may be seeing it about to come to an end as Navi not thrown off by the gyro and IO efforts at the start from Madara and MNC. He kept it strong, Crystallize and Magical. Just having a phenomenal game in farm. And Blizzy, despite not being the sort of as farmed as the other two cores, sort of the plays, the blink catches he's found, have each time caught Vega totally off guard. As again, he's in. He's onto Dendi. MNC tries to tether across to help Dendi, but the damage is done. Blizzy with the dunk takes the kill. And ready to chase towards MNC. They'll find another. GG is called. It's all over game one. As Navi will take the first game of this series. And I think, I mean, what do you say about that? At the start, Kezu and Dendi, they were just too far behind. Their lanes seemed to be too hard for them to cope in. It didn't matter that there was this sort of godlike gyro on their lineup as 10 minutes in, because Navi had the answers down the line. They had this TA, they had this Clinks, they had really good lanes, had all the farm needed to be able to kill him, and then bam.
Sniped Courier as well to make the TA even crush the matchup even harder. Yeah, it really all just started to go downhill after that top fight. Blizzy gets the one beautiful catch with that global silence, and they just seem to have so much control of that little one play that happened mid. I don't think they expected Dendi to Lotus Orb the Brewmaster, but incredibly clean game from Navi overall, just proving that Axe, Axe is a really good hero right now. You can't really do anything every single time he jumps in to get the call. The Yule's combo can happen and all that, but yeah, Blizzy making it work.
Absolutely. What a game one for Navi, as they are one game closer to staying in the competition and knocking Vega and Dendi out. We'll see what happens in game two. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have a short ad break, back to the panel and back to us. We'll see you soon.